All right, let's get my iPad in position here. What is going on, you guys? Wonderbro here. I know it's been like 4 or 5 days since our last upload, which is why I wanted to get on here and do a stream, even though it's like almost 3 a.m. my time. But you guys know me, I am a night owl, so this is not uncommon for me. What is going on my screen up here? I'm doing a lot of iPad streams recently, mostly due to the fact that I brought my PC over towards my bed. My PC is now hooked up to my TV, so I'm getting tongue-tied. My PC is now hooked up to my TV, so I don't have like my green screen or my webcam or my mic hooked up and all that good stuff. I just got my keyboard and mouse, so I can't really do streams from the computer right now. I don't know, I just wanted to change. I wanted to see what it was like to game on my TV with the computer, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm going to give it a minute. We're going to give it a minute to let some people get in here before we start the point of this stream. How's everybody doing today? Okay, hello, welcome to the stream. Wonder Bro, what's up, bro? Not a whole lot, man. Enjoying the night. Enjoying the night. We're going to smoke a cigarette real quick, and then by the time we're done with that, we'll start the stream. The point of the stream. Give people a few minutes to get in here. That way everyone who wants to join us live has a chance to get in here. I'm starting to do timestamps on my streams, so if you're late to streams or if you miss a stream and you want to watch it later, I'm doing timestamps in the comments, trying not to forget to do that. And you can just click the timestamp and you'll be able to go right to where the stream begins. Starting my weight training. Well, hello, Bendy Trees. How are you? Hi, it's morning for me. Nice to see you. Well, hello, Rita. Nice shirt. First time I've seen you in orange, I think. Yeah, I uploaded a picture on Facebook of the orange shirt, because not many people see me in color. I'm usually wearing something black. The notification may have came late for the Instagram live. I just went live on Instagram very briefly to announce that I was going live on YouTube, so I wasn't on there very long. Where's Nova? Nova is asleep right now. It's like almost 3 a.m. here. She is napping away. She is napping away. The little camera hog is not all up in our business today. That's good, Bendy Trees. You got to keep at it. Been watching a lot of Eckhart Tolle videos tonight. Haven't watched Eckhart in a while. So yeah, I've been cleaning and organizing today, and then my night has consisted of Eckhart Tolle, which is always a good night, right? That's always a good time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the point of this stream. So the title of this stream is The Futility of Thinking. Now, before we jump too far into this subject, I want to go ahead and say that yes, not all thinking is useless. There is some thinking that serves us. Okay, we can use our minds to do great things. We can use our mind to plan things. We can use our minds, okay, to achieve things, and that is fine. The mind is a great tool that we have. It is awesome. But you must understand, okay, 90% of the thinking you do throughout your day serves you no point whatsoever, accomplishes nothing. 90%, maybe even more than 90%, okay, of your thinking that you do throughout the day doesn't actually accomplish anything or solve anything. So understanding on a deep level just how futile most of your thinking is very, very important. Because once you make that realization that, okay, I'm having all these thoughts, I'm doing all this thinking, it's not really serving me. Okay, most of it is complaining and most of it is worry. It's not really serving me. Chances are I've already worried about this or about that. A lot of thoughts are repetitive, the same thoughts over and over. chances are I've already figured this out or figured that out or come up with a solution for this or come up with a solution for that. It no longer serves me. So 90%, if not more, of our thinking that we do throughout the day, okay, does not serve us. And we have to understand just how futile it is to continue entertaining those sorts of thoughts. They're not actually accomplishing anything. And this seems obvious when you hear it. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, that's obvious. Well, it's a fact that we tend to forget. We think that if we continue to think these thoughts or entertain these thoughts when they knock on our mental doors, that something will come of it, okay? That we may accomplish something, that we may get something done, we may figure something out, we may have a light bulb moment. But chances are you have already hashed and rehashed these same thoughts again and again and again. I just burped, excuse me. Chances are you've already rehashed these thoughts again and again and again. They're not actually serving you. They're not actually doing anything. So in order to better dedicate to our present moment living, which is such an important practice to live a more peaceful life, you really have to come to terms with the reality of the fact that most of our thoughts, 90% of our thinking, is completely futile and does not actually accomplish anything. And that way you can catch yourself when you notice yourself starting to get back into those bad habits of following those thoughts you've already followed a million times before, all of that negative thinking, all of that complaining, that inner complaining. You can catch yourself in that moment before, that gets a big head of steam. You can catch yourself and remind yourself, this is completely futile. Yes, I feel the way I feel. Maybe you feel anxious at the moment. Yes, I feel the way I feel. But what is going to be accomplished by following those thoughts? What is going to be accomplished by going down that road? And you need to come to that firm realization that nothing will be accomplished. And you know that. You already know that, but you tend to forget that, and you tend not to remind yourself of that in the moment, and you're right back into the mental activity, going nowhere but in circles. So the mind, to sum it up, great tool, powerful tool, awesome that we have it. And when used appropriately for rational, realistic things, it is an amazing tool that we have. But 90% of the time, it's just kind of on autopilot, and we're falling down the rabbit hole and we don't even realize it. All this futile thinking that is accomplishing absolutely nothing. So yes, you may feel the way you feel, but do you have to add the mental activity? Do you have to go there? No. You may feel the way you feel. This situation may be this situation. It may not be desirable, but do we have to go there with all the mental activity and accomplish nothing but extra suffering, extra stress? Okay, you see what I'm saying? So understand that and come to that firm realization today so you can better start practicing your present moment living. Noticing thoughts when they come, but understanding you don't have to fall down that rabbit hole, and there's no reason to do it because it's completely futile. Remind yourself of that, and that might help. That might help to ground you, okay, and keep you on track with living a more present lifestyle, which in turn is going to help heal your nerves, because we know that the nerves pay the price for all of that negative thinking. Not only that, but you'll just live a more peaceful lifestyle in general. You'll just live a more peaceful lifestyle in general. So if you're finding it difficult to not get involved with your negative thoughts, remind yourself with a firm conviction next time that you want to get involved that this is actually futile. It's not actually going to do anything. This is actually futile. It's pointless, okay? And that seems obvious, like I said. It seems obvious when I say it, but we tend to forget it, okay? So hopefully this little tip may help you to dedicate to not following your negative thoughts. Now, with that out of the way, we're going to read some comments. We're going to read some comments and hang out for a bit. Same for me, Victoria. Same for me. Thank you for that suggestion. Yes, I'll try to, from now on, I'll try to make sure I read the questions out loud, just for those who watch the uploads later. Yeah, the hashing and rehashing is so true. It really is, because chances are, you've already went over in your head all of these thoughts that you're so concerned about. Chances are you've already went over them in your head a million times before, and to continue to do that is not actually serving you. You're not going to have a big light bulb moment. It's not all just going to, make sense all of a sudden. One day you're going to have that groundbreaking thought and just figure it all out. It's not going to happen. If you've been rehashing thoughts over and over, for however long, it's going to be the same old crap again and again, for lack of better words. It's going to be the same old crap again and again. So to give up that desire to continue to get involved with these thoughts, even though you have so many times in the past and have gotten nowhere, to give up that desire, you truly have to think to yourself for a moment, how futile is this? And that was the point of today's stream. How futile is it for me to get involved with these thoughts right now? How futile is it for me to get involved with all this negative mental activity about the way that I feel? How futile is it to resist what's happening with more negative mind activity? What's happening is happening, and adding all of that unnecessary suffering through all of the thoughts that you're entertaining is completely futile, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to live that way. A lot of people don't even realize that there's a better way to live, but there is, and it really does start with realizing just how futile that thinking is. Futile means pointless. Futile means pointless. So, yeah, just how pointless it is to follow all of that negative mind activity. Just how pointless it is to get involved with those thoughts. Your true self, okay, you'll find your true self more when you're in the present moment. So you've got all this mind activity, and most of it is unhelpful, most of it is unneeded, most of it is futile. But you will know, okay, and your question basically is, how to tell the difference between anxious negative thoughts and your real self. Your real self will know what action to take in the moment. Your real self will know if there's something that needs to be done, if there's something that actually needs to be taken care of in reality, and you will be able to make that choice and use your mind as a tool, which is what it's supposed to be, okay? Your true self, when you are present and you try to live a more present lifestyle, you will be way more capable of figuring out solutions to problems, of coming up with what to do next when you are more present. So you will know a negative thought and just useless mind activity when you see it. If there's a real problem that needs to be taken care of, if there's a real problem that needs some sort of action in order to be solved, okay, when you are present, that solution will come to you. It'll come to you, okay? But all of the hashing and rehashing of negative thoughts and worries that you don't actually have any solutions to, or maybe you do have solutions to, but you've went over them a million times before, all of that is useless mind activity. Useless mind activity. Thank you for that, Bendy Trees. Just to kind of retouch on a question from earlier. I don't even know how many people are in the stream. The count's telling me 1, and I know it's not 1 because there's multiple people in here commenting. I don't know why it glitches out like that sometimes. To touch on an earlier question, now that you've been recovered, do you acknowledge less when you're thinking in general? For me, as I go throughout my daily life, I try to remain as present as possible. I think it's just a fun practice now. It used to feel like a lot of work, but that's because I was kind of going about it the wrong way. I was kind of beating myself up, when I wasn't being present. And I was making it into a challenge, and it's not a challenge to be present. To be present is just a choice. So, and sometimes your thoughts knock louder than other times. And yes, as a human being, I still have negative thoughts that try to knock on my door, not necessarily anxiety-related thoughts, but I have negative thoughts about, life situations, the past, stuff like that. I have thoughts that come like that from time to time. I'm no longer sensitized, so these thoughts don't cause a reaction in the body, but they're still no fun to think about. So I go into my present moment practice, and I notice thoughts when they come. There's that thought. It's knocking on my door. And you know, even myself, I find it helpful to remind myself just how futile it is to get involved with the thinking. You're not actually accomplishing anything. So you can feel the feeling, okay, that the thought brings, and you can go into that feeling and accept that feeling and, you know, maybe even focus on that feeling. What's it feel like? Anything that keeps you from hashing and rehashing with those thoughts. I think that may have answered your question right there, Craig. I didn't read your comment until late. But yeah, that's basically what we were talking about. Look up some of my videos, Levi, on derealization and depersonalization. I think you'll find those to be very helpful. I'm getting a little hungry. I might grab something to eat here in a minute. That fear of constantly showing your symptoms and afraid of what other people might say, blah, 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 you know, the whole social anxiety thing. I'm here to tell you that people do not realize when you're anxious, okay? And if they do, they don't care. Basically, everyone that you see out in public, everyone's up in their own heads. They're doing their own thing mentally. And the fact that they might notice that you're anxious or something, it's probably not going to happen. They're probably not going to notice. And even if they did, they don't know you from the man on the moon. So they're probably not going to give a shit. And that's just fact. That's just fact. So, I mean, that's a way to look at it. If you're nervous that people might see that you're anxious, well, who are they? You know, who are they to you? And even if it is somebody that you know, okay, chances are they're so concerned with their own life situation, they really don't give it much thought that they might see you shaking a bit or whatever it may be. Hello, Craig. Welcome to the stream. How you doing, buddy? Are things getting easier for you? I've been working with Craig for a little while. He's an awesome guy. Awesome dude. He helped me out a lot. Glad to hear that you're doing better. I would like to play the new Call of Duty. I would like to play the new Call of Duty eventually, but that's new games are pricey. Like over $100 just for a new game. Ridiculous. I'll probably get it when it goes on sale eventually, and then maybe I'll stream it. Glad you're doing better, Craig. Very, very, very proud of you, my friend. Very, very, very proud of you. Oh, thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. Donation from Craig. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That really does help. I appreciate that. You were awesome, my friend. Let's see. Thank you so much for that, Craig. Nice guy, man. Truly. Whenever you feel a feeling that's uncomfortable to you, Big Worm, really true acceptance is to notice that feeling, there's that feeling, and to not add second fear. So the feeling is just as it is, but we're not mentally adding second fear to it by saying, oh my God, I don't want to feel this way, or oh my God, this sucks, or I need to get away from this feeling, because the truth of the matter is, feelings are neutral. So unless we label, judge, and add all that second fear, the feeling is free to pass because it's just energy at the end of the day. It's energy being felt in the body. So true acceptance is to not add second fear. To understand that what is happening is completely neutral unless you make it otherwise. And that most of the suffering, 99% of the suffering that is felt, from our feelings is self-imposed by what we tell ourselves about the feeling. One of my favorite spiritual guides or philosophers, whatever you want to call them, Alan Watts actually says that, feelings, a lot of the same feelings that we dread with anxiety and whatnot, fear, the shaking, the trembling, the rapid heartbeat, the adrenaline, the energy, the shiver down the spine, all of these feelings that we commonly hate so much with anxiety, if looked at in a different way, these are some of the same feelings, if not all the same feelings, that we feel when we're overly excited. But it's the manner in which we look at them that makes them good or bad and determines whether or not we suffer. And I love that. I love that he said that. It's probably one of my favorite parts of any lecture he's ever given. Because it's true. I mean, if you think about it, if you're really, really excited and pumped up for something, chances are you're going to be filled with a lot of adrenaline, right? A lot of energy. You're going to be pumped up. You're feeling it. You're hype. Chances are that heart's going to pound. Chances are you might shake a little bit from all the excitement. But depending on how you look at it, aka, basically second fear, depending on how you look at it, it's going to determine whether you enjoy that experience or not, whether you enjoy that feeling or not, whether you suffer or not. And I love that. I love that. Thanks for all you do on your channel, man. Today's a new day. Time to accept it all and get better. Well, hello. Welcome to the stream, dude. Happy to have you here, and congratulations on making that decision. Yeah, Craig sent a $50 donation. Thank you so much, Craig. I really, really appreciate that, dude. You guys never have to donate. They're not required, but they truly do help me out, and I'm extremely grateful. Extremely grateful. Yes, Memerix. I hope I said your name right. Probably not. But yes, and I do have several videos on that. Mini trees, you crack me up. I missed your comment. You're funny. I agree, Craig. I 110% agree. This is not a life sentence. Oh man, I was gonna whip me up a peanut butter sandwich. I love a peanut butter sandwich. But I don't have a knife. I don't have anything to spread the peanut butter on the bread. Challenging thoughts is usually not helpful. It's okay to be a positive person in your life situation, so if there's something negative happening, accept that that's what's happening right now, but you can change it. But accept it for the time being while you're taking action towards changing it. And yeah, you can try to have a more positive outlook on it. But if it's negative thoughts that you've rehashed a million times before, and they're just, those negative, anxious thoughts, there's really no point in challenging them because you can do that time and time again, but you're really just running in mental circles. So you can just notice your negative, anxious thoughts and just be like, you know what, I've fought with you a million times before. There's no point. I'm not giving you any more attention than you deserve. It's not happening. So thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Love you. Thanks for the suggestion. But I have no desire to run in these circles anymore. I'm just marking this up as an anxious, negative thought. That's absolutely ridiculous. And I have no desire to give it more fuel than it deserves. Any other books that I would recommend? It's a good question. I'm not a huge reader, but I do have a few books. Of course, anything by Dr. Claire Weeks, obviously, is just standard at this point. Any Alan Watts books, even though he's pretty deep, so I don't know if that would be everyone's cup of tea, but hey, you might as well give it a try, you never know. Yeah, usually if you leave your anxious thoughts alone, over time they lose power and they'll eventually go away on their own. But if you try to fight with them, normally it doesn't work out for you. Normally it doesn't work out for you. I'm on my computer over here just hanging out with you guys. Just chilling with you guys. Whoa, that's a lot brighter, but you can see me a lot better now. Any idea why our fears change? It's just what you give focus and attention to. Alright, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream here. It was a good one. Thanks for stopping by. I love each and every one of you. 10K, here we come. Till next time, as always,